I do apologise about the camera angle on this stream. I am just trying to get this to work. So my phone is literally like on a low percentage, and I wanted to stream while I'm sort of not well. I wanted to stream, but not wait for the phone to charge because obviously waiting for the phone to charge takes a while. I don't want to be sat here for ages waiting to stream. So yeah, welcome back to another one. We're doing the aftermath of yesterday's DJ gig in Doncaster. But unfortunately, before we do go any further and get on to kind of like how good the gig was, I do unfortunately have to speak and announce some upsetting news, unfortunately, that I never thought I would have to announce. So, for those of you who may or may not know, you might not be in the loop if you've not followed me for a long time on here, but a lot of you may know that I have a second YouTube channel, and on that YouTube channel, I used to post like gaming videos. I used to do a lot of stuff on the PlayStation, and one of the big things I used to do on there was Minecraft. I was a big Minecraft fan, and for a lot of years I played PS4 online, and I played Minecraft for hours on end. And I used to build cities. I used to build city maps, and through my journey of building city maps, I became friends with somebody who would turn out to become a lifelong friend, somebody who was much more than just somebody you would sort of just play the PlayStation with. You know, we added each other on Facebook, we had each other's mobile numbers. We used to text and talk quite a lot, and we become like really, really good friends through building cities online. And then when I started a role playing series called Part Drive Drama. He played one of the main characters in there called Derek Johnson, and absolutely amazing person. And he was a really good friend to me in the end, and he was just somebody who you could just go online and you could just forget about all your worries and troubles, and you could just talk to him online, and you could just have a laugh, and you could play some games, and you could have some fun. And out of the whole time of us kind of playing the PlayStation together, we never really fell out. We always kind of got on, and we always kind of like understood each other. And anyway, I found out yesterday, unfortunately, some upsetting news that he's sadly passed away, and it was a real shock. I just not long finished my DJ set in the nightclub, and I was quite pumped and I was quite excited, and got a text message from another friend of mine who used to kind of play PS4 at the same round the same time, and was also a good friend of Vance as well. And found got a text message, and it just said, "Have you heard the news, bro?" And you know when you can get hacked on Facebook like accounts, and then accounts will text you, and it'll be like, "Have you heard the news, bro?" And then it'll be like, like you can earn £10,000 in in 2 minutes kind of thing. So I was kind of a little bit like, this is a little, this is just a scam, or the account's been hacked. So I just thought, I ain't even have to message it. I'm just going to ignore it. And then I got like another reply to the message, and it was obviously to say that he'd passed away. Um, and then at this point, I was like, I just kind of replied, and I put like, I was like, what? Like, when you're just so shocked, like you think, he said Ants died, and I was like, what? Like, when at first, like, it was almost like I didn't fully understand it at first, and it was all kind of like it didn't sink in, and then I was kind of like, no, and no, not and. So like I went over to Facebook and checked the profile, because normally, like, somebody dies, like, people post on Facebook, like, there's loads of people putting RIP on his on his page and stuff. And I went onto the page, and surely enough, there was one person that had like posted an RIP. Um, so yeah, sadly, Anthony Chambers, more known with us on YouTube as playing the role of Derek Johnson in Park Drive Drama and the Derek and Noreen show, has unfortunately passed away. And yeah, it was an absolute gutting. It was like a blow to me. It was like somebody had just gone and like hit me where it hurts, because although I kind of don't really play the PlayStation much anymore, and I kind of stepped away from doing all of that kind of Minecraft stuff and all of the role playing stuff. It was a part of my life. It was a part of my life that will never leave me, and a big part of that part of my life was him. A lot of them city maps and the YouTube series, they wouldn't exist if it wasn't for him. I can go on to them maps now, and I can go to countless buildings in the maps that he built, and countless things he did on them maps, like helping me build them and helping me put them together. And he did more than he realized. And he really deserves a lot more credit for a lot of the things that he did. He was an amazing person, um, and yeah, it was a massive blow to find that out. So unfortunately, yeah, a little bit of a shame, but sadly, he has unfortunately passed away. I don't know how. I don't know, what caused it. Over the past sort of year, we kind of lost touch. Well, I mean, for the past few years, I wouldn't say we lost touch, but we kind of we were like, we stopped talking as much, just because life got in the way. We got busy. I got busy with the music, and um, he was not very well. He was in and out of hospital, and then I know he had some other stuff going on. So we didn't always text, and he wasn't always available or to answer my messages when I text him. But I checked in now and again. He's always in my thoughts. Like, I wonder if he's all right. I wonder what he's getting up to these days. Um, so yeah, yeah. So unfortunately, he passed away, I believe, round a week ago. So yeah, if you didn't know, I had a second YouTube channel. He played a big part in that channel. He's on countless videos that are still on that channel. He was a massive person behind that channel. He was on countless live streams. You can go on to that channel now. You can watch live streams, and he'll be on them live streams building something inside of the map. So he was an amazing person. So to Ant, rest in peace, bro. You were an absolute amazing person with a heart of gold, and I will never ever forget or be able to thank you enough for everything you did on my city maps and my role playing series. A lot of them wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you. And of course, my condolences go out to the close friends, the close family that are obviously affected during this time. And for anybody who follows me on here and did follow my other channel, maybe watch the role playing series, maybe even played online with us sometimes, Unfortunately, yes, Ant has passed away, unfortunately. So, yeah, not really the way I like to start streams. I don't like to start streams on bad news. Um, I'm not that kind of person really. But unfortunately, he was an amazing person. I had to address something and let the people know that followed him online, and remember him through my videos and my YouTube days on the other channel. He was a massive part of Park Drive NTV. So big respect to you, bro. Gone but not forgotten, most definitely. So yesterday, what can I tell you about yesterday? We'll get on to some of the more lighter things. Although, how do you really go lighter from something like that? But, he'd want to still see that I'm smashing things and smashing gigs. So that is what we'll do. We'll show him that, we're uniting and we're growing. So, so yesterday I was in Doncaster for, so a friend of mine who's a DJ, he basically organised a birthday party. DJ'd a birthday party for somebody essentially, and put some different music on, different DJs on. Sorry, throughout the night, and put this little night together to celebrate this girl called, I think it was it Ella? I think her name was. She was turning 18, and she was having an 18th birthday party, and she just they essentially booked like a function room in a pub, and they put this like banging event on. I say event, more like a banging rave, and it was an amazing atmosphere, and it was all up for it. I was originally just supposed to be emceeing, and then a DJ pulled out, so I just jumped in and said, "Look, do you want me to cover the slot?" I'm gonna be making another stream regarding my emceeing. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see. I've put an official post up on Facebook today addressing the situation. So if you go over there, you will get the gist of the post. However, I think maybe the way I worded the post has kind of shied people away from what the post was actually about, and it made them think it was more about something else instead, which wasn't the way I really wanted it to go. I'll be completely honest. I think people kind of misread what the post was about and kind of thought the post was kind of about something else instead. Cut a long story short, I made a post about my MCing, and one of the things I mentioned in the post was about when I first started MCing, and about people saying like you won't last 5 minutes, and you won't get gigs, and you won't do this and you won't do that, and then people kind of thought, because I just sort of briefly mentioned that in the post, I think they thought that's kind of, the post was about me like dealing with haters and stuff, and the post wasn't about dealing with haters. The post was about something completely different, but haters was like a small part of it. So I suppose to give you a breakdown, I've wrote a post about my MCing, and it kind of what's going to be happening going forward with the MCing. And I kind of was addressing that this year will be 9 years since I first started attempting to MC. And people thought the post was kind of about what's going to be happening going forward, but they thought, because of me putting something about haters in the post, they thought it was a post about the haters, um, and not kind of. I don't think they really paid attention too much to about what was actually happening going forward in regards to the MCing. So yeah, there we go. But anyway, back onto it. I was originally supposed to be emceeing at this party, and then the DJ pulled out, so I said, "Look, I'll step in and do the set," and that was that. So it was a really good vibe. Everybody was up for it. Everybody was singing, dancing. Everybody was having a good time. Everybody was having an amazing vibe. And everybody seemed to really enjoy themselves. I went on the decks at 8 o'clock, played till 9 o'clock, and went from there really. Did a bit of MCing, did a bit of mic duties, sort of just had a bit of fun, and then kind of left and went to get the train. So I was at the gig when I obviously found out, obviously, the bad news about Ant, and it kind of, I'd had a really good set. I was quite excited, and then it kind of was just a little bit of a, like, it was a massive kind of kick in the stomach. It was a massive blow, and it was something that just really shocked me, and everybody else was having fun, and then I kind of just felt like my whole entire mood had just kind of changed, and I thought, I didn't want to ruin that for the girls' birthday, because I thought, they're having a good time, they're on cloud nine. They've got all these DJs DJing, all this music's going off, they're out, they're drinking, they're having fun, they're having a proper party, there's a buffet, it was a really good 18th. And I just thought, I don't want to drag anybody down by, I've received a bit of bad news. I don't want to start bringing the mood down. So, I went outside and got some air, kind of processed it a little bit, if you like. And then kind of just decided, I was a little bit early, but I just thought, I'm going to leave now. I was a bit early for the train, so I left and felt a bit peckish. So I decided to get a little bit of food, and then I just went and sat at the train station, really, and just sat, so, pardon, just sat kind of quietly. There was no one in the waiting room. Just sort of sat there on my own, ate my food, just sort of deep in thought. Let somebody know regarding the death who I thought might not know, and just kind of went from there really, and felt a bit tired as well, and just thought, yeah, I'm gonna come home, which I needed to on the last train anyway. But I would have probably stayed a good sort of half an hour, 40 minutes longer than I did. If I hadn't have received the bad news, because it was actually a really short walk to the venue from the train station. So to me, it was, I could have easily got there in a good sort of, like, instead it was about a 15-minute walk. I could have easily have done it in probably about 10 minutes, around 8 minutes probably, if I was walking quite fast. And believe it or not, I'm quite a fast walker, and I think people sometimes underestimate how fast I can actually walk. And when I moved into this place, there's like I've got like, well, kind of like two social workers. Um, One of the social workers said that the other social worker is, oh, she's a fast walker. And I'm thinking, like, yeah, but actually, are you a fast walker? Because I actually really do walk fast. And I'll give it to her. She is a fast walker, but she realised how fast of a walker I actually am. And I think, because I said, like, oh, I walk fast as well. And I think at first there was a little, bit like, oh, do you really? Like, they didn't actually think, I could walk that fast. Yeah, let's just say I left her for dust. I mean, I will give it to her. She was on a phone call, and I just got walking, and it's not that I walk fast on purpose sometimes. It's just I'm usually quite used to walking on my own. So usually when I'm walking on my own, like if I'm walking to work, I just stick my headphones in and I get walking, and I can walk quite fast. And then um, you know, it's only like maybe once every so often that I'll actually walk somewhere with somebody, and then I'll actually like end up walking too fast, because I'm not used to walking with somebody. I'm used to proper getting me mooch on, and getting to wherever I'm going to. So yeah. So but yeah, it was a really good vibe anyway. So I soon walked it back to the station, and then I got the train back, and just I just literally um, got home and more or less came straight to bed. I was quite tired. It was about half 12, quarter to 1. I just thought, you know what? It's bedtime. I'm gonna go and lay in bed and stuff like that. And then I was on my phone for a little bit. My phone was low on charge, so in the end, I just thought, you know what? I am going to I'm going to turn my light out, and I'm going to hit the hay and call it a night. So I did, and that was it. So really good vibe. So big shout to Joe Dunn for having me involved in the party. It was a pleasure to do so. Played a lot of bounce tunes, and then played some like clubland tunes as well, which seemed to go off, and there was quite sort of happy with how the tunes sort of went off, and there was singing along, and gave them a really good vibe. I got everybody up, put it that way. And no offences, and this isn't me trying to like blow my own trumpet and blow smoke, but I've kind of, because I've done quite a few parties now, I kind of almost like, I ain't saying like I know every time what to expect, but I have a good idea of what to expect. And the thing about it is that you can't always go to these parties, and you can't always expect to rave it up. And the thing about these parties is you're gonna get requests as well. So like, I remember when I first started doing parties, like birthday parties and like, wedding receptions, and I've only ever done one wedding, and to be quite frankly, it kind of put me off wanting to do them. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, when I first started doing like birthday parties and hen do's and stuff like that, you've got to realize that what they tell you on the messages about like the type of music they want is not necessarily always what is going to go down well and is what they're going to like. So, for example, you can have people kind of like saying like like, oh, we want, can you play some like clubland and play some like early house tunes, and you can bring a folder full of all that stuff, and then you get there and then you're like, can you play something from the 80s, and you kind of think like, well, you didn't say that in the text message, can you play some R&B? Well, you didn't say that in the text. And the thing about it is parties are so versatile. And with parties, you're catering for people who are at the parties and people who are having a good time. So the birthday person might want clubland, don't get me wrong, but the mother-in-law might request an R&B track. And it really, as a DJ and as somebody at that party, it is your duty to play it. So the good thing about me is I had some like, I had loads of different types of music on my USB stick, from bounce to hardcore to clubland to R&B, to house, to just a little bit of a little bit of a variety. I even had like bass line and stuff on the stick that I could have delved into. I had a little bit of Makina. So, I cater for a lot of different, they're on the stick because you never know. You're doing a party like that. And if like, I don't know, the last three DJs have played bounce, sometimes the party might, all right, let's have something a little bit different now. You can come on and you can just change it up a bit, and you can just freshen it up, and you can just kind of make it sound a little bit different. And it's always good to be prepared. And again, this is not to sound big-headed and to blow smoke out of my own trumpet. Some of the other people at the party, they didn't know. So, they thought, oh, she's just said bounce, so we'll bring all the best bounce bangers. I know bounce DJs. The truth is you can't always go to them parties and just expect to rave it up. You've got to kind of be just a little bit prepared, and I think that was kind of for me, that kind of worked in my favour because then I delved into some like clublandy stuff and. I could have gone into some, I could have played loads of stuff. I could have stayed on them decks a lot longer than I did because, I just knew kind of like I got into it. I could hear what they were singing. I could hear what they wanted. And it's like I just knew like I could bring this track in next and they'd sing to it. And I could have just done a few cool little things and I did, I did during the set. So, it was really good, that it worked out that way for me. So good vibes, good times. So yeah, that is literally going to do it for the stream. So I do have a gig announcement. The artwork has come through. I've just been a little busy last couple of days, so I might either do I might do the serious stream tomorrow, or I might announce the gig. We'll see what goes down. But for now, like, comment, share, and we'll see you soon.